What's up, bro? Cool background.
Thanks.
Sure,
Yeah, I kind of show it off, I like it. So I do a lot of
sure.
networking.
Yeah,
Um,
there you go.
yeah, right.
Hey, so the nature of why I want to do the call or want to talk is I want to hear your story, bro. I want to hear what happened. I mean, you break it down for me. You say you had a $10,000 customer, 100 virtual tours. What's that mean? I see the email. Tell me the story, bro.
Yeah, so let me start from the beginning. You and I talked when I first discovered Cloud Pano. I thought it was fantastic. So I was like, this is cool. This is quick. It's easy. I can call a real estate agent and say, hey, I guarantee you 24 hours your real estate's going to be up there. But then I was on your webinar, and on there you mentioned about find your niche. You know, I was like, okay, everybody does real estate photography, right? Everybody does things like that, and I'm like, I can do better than that. So I got this idea in my head that I could do the entire downtown of my city and bring it to the city and say, hey, I'm going to photograph your entire downtown in a virtual tour. Google Earth does it, but not with 5.7K cameras where you walk down the sidewalk and see every single vendor. Now, then I decided, okay, I'm also going to reach out to every single vendor and say, hey, I'm going to give you a cheap rate to get on this virtual tour so people could click inside your shop and then go shopping within the virtual tour. So it ends up being the entire downtown plus we're so far I got three shops lined up. There's more shops downtown that are going to get on board because I'm giving them a great rate on top of what the city's already paying me to do that. So the city, I mean, it was a $10,000 bid just for the city, and they approved it
Hold
the
on.
same day.
Okay, so tell me about the city deal. What the heck happened? What well, I want to know more, and I want you to know I'm recording this call. So if I ever like talk about
No,
like, hey,
no, that's
you
great,
cool with
man.
that?
Mark it up,
Okay.
throw it out.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so people who watches this, like me and Mark shot me over a link to Cloud Pano Live, and he said, hey, I have this open right now. Hop on a call with me, and I was laughing. I was like, all right, let me just do this for fun. Why not? Who cares? Let's go talk to this guy. And I'm on a call and we're talking. He's sitting there. He's like, hey, what's up? And so he kind of reached out randomly and I hopped into his Cloud Pano live streaming call. And then we're just talking and chatting. And then now he comes back to me a few days later with this huge deal. So, okay, take it from there. What's the story of the city? Because I love public work. They always pay. So, yeah,
Yeah.
what's the deal with that?
So I'm a virtual specialist. So I own my own virtual reality arcade and entertainment center. We offer educational stuff like that, so people can get in virtual reality and play together. And this is just a great form off that. And I was already a part of our chamber, so it's all about who you know, right? So I was
Sure.
already a part of a chamber. I was talking to the chamber. I was like, hey, I kind of got this cool idea. What do you think? And he's like, oh, that'd be awesome, because we're thinking of how to promote our downtown that's lost 75% of their business because of everything going on. We've lost all our tourism. And how do we get people to come downtown? And I was like, well, you don't get people to come downtown. We get downtown to come to you.
Cool.
So that's kind of where the idea started. I talked to him and he's like, I know a guy. Let me call him and I'll give you a call back. And I mean, 2 days later, I got the bid and it was approved. It just flew. I mean, it was crazy.
So can I ask some questions, just some more details, just to get some better feel for it? So when you said the chamber, so you talked to the Chamber of Commerce, or you talked to like what's the role in that city? Because there's a lot of cities out there, right?
So it went from the Chamber of Commerce to the DDA, which is the Department Development Agency.
Okay.
Had to get in a meeting with them and say, hey, do you approve of this kind of project? And then they were like, yeah, but we're not sure if we want to fund it, but you can talk to the city. So I then went to the city and the board. So the mayor and all the guys in charge of the city got together with me on a call, and they were like, yeah,
Okay.
I mean, within 15 minutes, they're like, we're going to approve this because, they have money to help develop the downtown to bring people to the downtown. Well, this brings the downtown to them. And that's the whole point of it.
So there's already allocated dollars to downtown marketing in general to revive the city or whatever the approval, or it already took place at some point. So the money was already existed. They're trying to figure out how to spend it. Gotcha. So whether or not it's a sidewalk, whether we're trying to repair a sidewalk or repair a billboard or landscaping, it's like a digital service. So, okay. So the chamber shot an email over and booked a call. Is that how it went down, or like did he call for you? How'd that happen?
So I am a networking guy. So you have to be a networking in order. I think networking is the best way to go about getting clients and getting customers. If there's a networking group out there, join it. Especially if it's free. It's an hour of your time, but a lot of money can be made. So, and he was on, the head of the chamber was on there. And so I was able to speak to him face to face through that networking meeting. And that's where it kind of went from there. And it became through emails and phone calls and cell phone calls and saying, hey, this is a really great idea. We could really market this. And so now I'm halfway done with this tour and that creating the tour. And then we're already talking to 2 other cities.
Cool.
So
Okay.
this is not a one-time done thing. We're going to, what do? We do virtual tours for cities in downtown.
Cool. That's your niche. That's dope.
That's our niche. That's what we do.
Great niche.
Right?
Okay. Cause there's a lot of cities, municipalities, there's a lot of different like public entities, whatever. Public entities is great. I mean, especially if you can like leverage your case study, number one, which you already have. It's nice to get paid $10,000 for a case study. So how'd you come up with your pricing? You just kind of throw a number out there and see what they said, or they tell you a budget, or how'd that go about? I'm curious.
So the $10,000 comes from number one, hours that I'm spending on doing this. I'm going every shot. I'm not just taking the shot. I'm actually putting it in After Effects and Photoshop and editing each shot to make sure the tripods are out of there. I'm making sure all the faces are blurred. Your license plates are gone. It's a lot of end work on my end. But in the end, I could spend 2 weeks on this. 10,500 is totally worth it, in my opinion, for 2 weeks worth of work.
Are you outsourcing that editing that you just mentioned, or you can do it yourself?
So at this point, no, I'm not outsourcing, but I am now outsourcing for my virtual arcade because I need someone to run that because I'm busy doing this, man. I want to do this quality. And then as the other cities get on board, we're going to have to outsource and have people go out and start taking photos for me so I can be at home doing all the edits. Which is
and I was saying too about the edits itself. I mean, there's guys who can, $3 $1 a panel. You can find it out there. I'm just saying, if it's something that's an option, you can build into your pricing too, especially if you're going to be targeting public entities, and you can just say, hey, I'm gonna add extra $120 here, 120 panos, and all of a sudden it's like paid for. So, and it's like your time's opened up. I'm just saying it's an idea.
And I thought 10,500 was a great deal for the city, and they already had a drone thing from 2016. And drones are cool, but that doesn't get you right in front of the store, showing the store. And that's what they want to promote their downtown shops that are giving them money, So let's promote that. And then, so we offered on a package where then they pay, they have to pay a monthly or yearly subscription to have this ongoing. So I made sure of doing that as well. We made that affordable. So that's only $300 for the city to keep that ongoing, but that's
for a year.
Year
or for a
and
month.
Then for a year, and then every vendor that gets on board also has to pay $10 a month, so it's going to add up. And then every vendor has to pay separately. So if you want your shop shown, it's going to be a whole separate fee for you. It's $500. It's $500 for your shop, and then it's $25 for every hot link that we put inside the shop. So if you want to showcase your website or your Facebook or a video of inside your shop, that's $25 for every single pop. So you're looking at
I love this.
The dream is that there's 100 stores, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I understand your email a little better. Yeah, so there is 100 stores there, or there's not 100 stores? How many stores?
There is 100 stores there, so there's a potential of $27,000 extra dollars.
Okay, cool. So great. So we got a $37,000 possible project here. Now, obviously, there won't be 100% conversion on all the shops. That's just a no freaking way.
Right. No, there's no way.
Yeah. So, okay. So now I recall more of our conversation. You called me and asked like, hey, what should I charge people? What should I do? And so after our call, and we talked for a little bit, and I was just like off the cuff, just like I was driving, and it's like, hey, here's some ideas. Try this, try that. But you got to get a subscription. Do not get away from that. You got to get a subscription. Make sure you're upfront with it, lead with it, which is cool. So it sounds like you settled on $10 a month per shop was the subscription fee.
$10 a month per shop, additionally per subscription fees plus the city on top of that. So that'll be a month.
So here's the flow I'm hearing you say. So sorry to interrupt you. I apologize.
No, you're good.
But you wouldn't close down the city first. Like you had a city contract. Bam, we're going to shoot downtown. Okay. And how many panos, if you had to guess, was just like the city contract? Just throw it out there.
I got guaranteed at least 10 right now that are actually going to get on top of there.
No, I mean, how many
cities?
panos? You know, how many shots, Bodo, how many 360 shots are you going to be taking of downtown?
They're already done it. There's 116 shots total.
Okay, cool. So 116 shots, great. So, I mean, I'm throwing out numbers in my head. How many days did it take you to shoot that?
It took me 2 days.
2 days.
So
cool.
about 6 hours.
Awesome. Okay, that's what I would figure. Something like that. This is great.
Yeah.
This is so funny. So you go to the city first, and basically what's going to happen is the city is going to publish your virtual tour or virtual tours, and you're going to be able to say, hey, Chamber of Commerce, like, I partnered up. I'm a private company, but we partnered up. Here's what we did. Super cool. So you're going to walk into every single door, all the 100 doors. So here's what we did. Super cool. If you want to take, if you want me to add a link to the inside of your virtual tour, we could totally do that. And you're going to have a ton of traffic, ton of people coming in here. It's a marketing tool you could use, and we link it to the city's tour. So this is your pitch. So you have this big lever. You're like, hey, the city's on my side, so that's really cool. So then you have an introduction conversation. So it's totally optional to add the inside of you don't have to if you don't want to. People will still see your store, which is cool. But don't you want them to see the inside? So like, It's like a simple conversation. Cool. And so it's $10 a month, and you're going to charge $500 a location. I wonder how that $500, I'm sorry, not per month, $500 per location. Yeah, I'm wondering how that's going to go down, like what the pricing is going to end up looking like. Because if you can't really change your pricing if your neighbor is paying one thing, you're paying something else. So it's kind of, hey, here it is. So I'm really interested in how many conversions you get off that number. And then of course, they can always say yes 2 months, 3 months down the road. And especially if you get a few shops to say, oh yeah, for sure, let's do it. And then you get like this people to buy through the virtual tour. You have these case studies. Then you're just emailing everyone. So you can collect all the information, put them on one list, and then say, hey, by the way, the chocolate shop over here, or whatever the shops are there, he just sold like 10 more units this month. So I guess what I'm saying is results or what sell. So you have this really cool positioning. This is what I'm hearing. I'm getting excited about it. Of getting the city closed down first as your first sale. Opens up all these 100 doors, and now only a few success stories, even just one success story from those 100, you can market to the rest of them, and someone's going to say, yeah, okay, so that'll increase your conversion rate much higher, so you get 20, 30 of these shops at least, in my mind. That's really cool. I'm super excited for you. So,
well, and from this, we've already gotten calls from other cities of stores in other cities say, hey, I heard you're doing this. Can you come down and do my shop? So we're doing a restaurant next week.
Awesome.
Of a 4-star restaurant. Like, it's about 40 minutes away. I got to drive there and go do that. So that's a whole nother ball game and a whole nother pricing gig. And then we're also doing a construction company. They sell doors and cabinets, and they want to show off the inside of their shop. I'm like, I can totally do that. So I mean, I'm getting calls not even from the city because of this whole project. We've been in 5 articles of the paper in the last week.
Okay, so there was publications about it. So
yeah, there's publications going on. Cool. This other group that's doing some websites for downtown stores is actually put us on all their flyers and giving all the info out, so we didn't even have to do it. They're just putting it out there for us. That's free marketing, man.
Wait, so tell me about that exactly. I'm curious.
So there's another group in here that was going to build websites for all these different stores because downtown's paying for it. And they said, hey, we got to put out information anyways. Give us all the info that you have for the vendors to get on board with this virtual tour. We'll print it out and hand it to them because we already have to do it anyways. So I was like, yeah, shoot, free marketing. So there we go.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
So now everyone's going to hear about you for sure. The town's already heard about you. People are calling you organically now through publications. This is so cool, man. So yeah, the cities. Go ahead. Sorry.
We're currently on the latest article of At Properties, which is a real estate agency. Keller Williams is put us in an article. The Herald Palladium, the Moody on the Market. I mean, we're booming as far as the virtual tour thing, which also helps our arcade in the future. So it's like double marketing free. Yeah,
that's really awesome. Wow. So it's it's like a lot happening all at one time. From like, hey, here's my idea to like, everyone's calling me now. So that's cool. That's what you want to be. I mean, I've noticed, as I'm sure you have, everyone's like, how do we adapt to the pandemic? What's the pandemic tech? What do we do? Okay, so here's what I want to know next. Well, I guess obviously the answer is virtual tours. Have them created for your location, and they're coming to you, which is so awesome. But so here's my question: the other cities. So what's the city you're referring to? I guess you mind sharing?
Yeah, St. Joe, Michigan is where we're located now in the downtown that we're doing. So,
Okay.
Other cities are going to be like Bridgman and cities around this area. We're about 2 hours out of Chicago in Michigan. So
Okay. And then what's your approach going to be to go talk to those other cities, or you said you already got two more interested, or what's
yeah,
next?
so the chamber actually helps us out with this, which is the great thing
Okay.
about being part of a chamber. I mean, it's $300 to be a year for being part of the chamber. It gives you a huge network of people to talk to. I mean, that you can talk to, and you have all their emails and all their links, and they're right there. All the real
Awesome.
estate agents that are part of it, you can email them right there. It's what they're supposed to do and what they're there to help you. So they put your name out there, and so they're contacting other chambers for me to even give me names and phone numbers to contact. So they make the first initial, hey, we're doing this. Do you guys want to hear about it? Yeah, okay, we want to hear about it. They'll come to me. So I'm not just blankly cold calling someone saying, hey,
Awesome.
you want to do your downtown? What? You know, you know, I know
Yeah.
it was. I took the idea of the niche and kind of took it outside of the box and thought big with it, and that's what we're doing. So I think it's really cool
That's awesome.
to be able to even help your own town just grow this
Yeah.
way.
Just to help the city. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, dealing with public entities, they have a lot of money and they're supposed to spend it. Like it's kind of their job. Like, how do we spend this money, tax dollars, in a good, healthy way that helps the community? So I think this is a healthy thing. It's a helpful thing, and you as a provider, you get to help. So that's really cool.
Well, and I also explained to them in our proposal how they can make their money back by
Mm.
doing this. From leads generations, you can do that. You can do it through lead generation. You can do it through your marketing, your people, which will bring more people into your downtown, which automatically makes more money.
Mm-hmm.
Showing off your downtown, but you can also make it from your CARES Act that they got for cities. They got some money from that, so they're able to do that. Your PPE protection, if the vendor wants to use that money, you can use that for virtual tours. It's in there to use for virtual tours because that's part of your marketing campaign. So you can use it for that. And so I kind of did my research on what kind of other funding that you can get in order to do this as well. Or you could do basic if you really want to do like a GoFundMe account and see if someone's willing to give you the money to do it. But I think $500 to bring the store to you is not that much money if you look at it in the long run. So that's my opinion. You could either spend $500 on a radio ad that goes across for a week, or you could spend $500 on your store being on anyone's computer the rest of your life. I mean, that's amazing. So that's kind of where the pitch is.
That's good price anchoring. I like that. You can spend $3,000 on the billboard, or you can spend $500 on the internet billboard forever. That's cool. Awesome, man. That's like, I'm super excited for you. So I mean, I guess I want to hear about. So it sounds like the flow of this. So first off, it's not a cold call pitch. It's not like it's a referral. How do I get referrals? How do I get referred to the person I want to get talked to? So it's almost like an indirect focus. So the focus is, here's my customer, in this case, the city. I wanted to shoot the whole downtown. How do I reverse engineer a healthy way to get in front of the city? Well, I leverage their relationships with someone that I know. So it's just, that's what referral marketing is. It's not, hey, what's up, dude? So I like that. I feel like that's what I'm hearing you say. You could correct me if I'm wrong. And then, so you are in the Chamber of Commerce, I guess, networking group, and you knew the head, and you said, hey, here's what I'm doing. What do you think? And so you showed me a demo, or you shot some shots downtown.
Yep.
Is that what you showed him? Is that what you used? You just did a
yeah, I showed him, and he had showed the mayor like within the next 6 hours. And they were like, that's amazing. Let's totally do this. And I was like, okay. So before I even got before the DDA, the mayor was already on board with it, which is a good thing. You need the head dude on your side, So
that's true. Once he says yes.
You can talk about virtual tours until you're blue in the face. Until you show somebody, it's hard to understand it, because I've seen a lot of people marketing virtual tours on their real estate, and it's not a virtual tour walkthrough. It's just a slideshow of pictures. you know, and they're calling it a virtual tour. It's, you know, we need to help help people understand what a walkthrough virtual tour is, and so that's kind of where we shine as far as that virtual tour went. It wasn't just photos and explain the difference between doing a video. I could take my 360 video camera and run through your entire town. That's not going to sell your town. You know, you can actually just walk downtown. So, I mean, we have the capability of doing the 360 video. Why not? I can do that too and add it on there, but you know, that's different.
Well, I like how you're comparing this to the real estate market. It's just two different markets, same amount of effort, same amount of work, same amount of conversation. I mean, I've heard an entrepreneur say things are going to take just as much work. You might as well charge higher price, you know, if you can, or work on the bigger ticket items if you can. So for example, in your case, you're comparing what I've seen $100 per ticket real estate customer, which it's okay to make $100. I'm not mad at making $100. Sure, that's great. Or sending someone out to go do it, my employee. But at the same time, you're saying, why don't I just go after a bigger fish, a bigger customer? And you just took all that niche, like just the concept, and like went bonkers with it. And now you went after a public entity, your city, which I love. What made you, what really steered your mind towards that big of a customer, knowing what it was going to be like? I don't know. Was it just exposure to your network, or what made you think that way rather than like the immediate real estate, which is what a lot of folks do that. They're like, hey, I'm gonna get a camera and shoot real estate, and they make almost no money and they're burning out because they just picked the wrong niche. How do we become like Mark? Give me your mind, like share what you think.
So this is where the thought process came. I was driving downtown to go take my kids to the beach and just hang out, right? Because 5 minutes away is Lake Michigan. We get to go hang out on the beach. That's awesome. Go take my kids. And I told my wife, pull over. I want to do some 360 shots in downtown just for fun. Okay, so she pulled over. I took 6 shots. That's 2 blocks. You know, I just did that. I was like, this is awesome. And you know, I really wait a minute. There's something here. Why can't I do this? I mean, this looks so much better than what Google Street View is that they use with their car. And I was like, you know, the detail's amazing. This is great. And so I think it was more of it started with a pipe dream. There was no way this was going to work, Zach. There's no way this was going to work in my head. And then I was like, wait a minute. Yes, it will. Why can't I offer this to the public and say, I enjoy walking downtown. I want you to enjoy the same thing, but you can't get out right now. My mom can't leave her home right now. I mean, that's the reality of the situation we're in right now. We don't know what the future is going to look like. But I have so many downtown vendors complaining that they've lost 75% of their people walking in their stores. Well, what if I could bring back at least 50% of that? And they don't even need to walk into your store anymore. You know, that's great. They walk into your store, they hit a hot link that goes to a page on your website that shows where you can buy that item. They walk over to another part of your store, hit a hot link that goes to a page on your website to show you where you can buy that item. Take the hot links, think outside of the box, and think of how you can use those to upsell your client. And that's where it started from. And I was like, why can't I do that? Why can't I create a store that shows everything in that store, and you can just walk in and buy it, which makes it more interactive than just looking on a webpage on Amazon and going, oh, I want to buy that, I want to buy that, I want to buy that. This is more entertaining. It's more interactive. It's just sell it. I mean, that's what it is. And tell it like it is. You're not lying to them. This is exactly what it is. You're walking in the store, you're looking at the item, you're buying the item. The only difference is you're not leaving your house. But you're seeing the store, its cleanliness, what they're trying to sell you. Maybe you'll see something over in that corner that you didn't see. And if you're just looking through a webpage, you're not going to see that item over in the corner. So that's where it is. And the downtown, you want to see how clean the downtown is. If I show you a virtual tour of St. Joe and show you the quality I'm going to show you, then it's going to make tourists come to you. It's going to say, this is a clean town. I want to go here. Okay, great. And you know, they're giving us a little bit of leeway on marketing ourselves. So we're also putting on our favorite ones that we're doing. Like, we're doing a bed and breakfast in town, so we're going to be adding that in there and saying, hey, this is a place you can go for bed and breakfast, and So the bed and breakfast is paying us to put this in the virtual tour, even though they're not technically downtown. The other companies that we're doing. So you can make this under your global name of Craze VR Virtual Tours. This is what we do. We do downtown, but we also have all these places that we've already done, and you should come visit these as well. So they're going to pay for all those extra links. It's almost like if you walk into a hotel and you see all those little rack cards laying around, right? That's what we're going to have in the virtual tour. So you can say, okay, we want to visit this place, this place, this place, and this place, and see what it looks like. Yeah, we want to come. Here's a bed and breakfast that we can go to. Here's a really nice restaurant that we can go to. Here's downtown. Here's Kilwins. You can walk into Kilwins, which is a historical ice cream place, and go visit and see what it looks like. That's really cool. And see them making chocolate or something like that.
So I heard you mention this is a clean downtown. I want to go there. Is that how you pitched it to the mayor and to those guys? Like, hey, this is a beautiful downtown. Let's show it off. I think more tourists will come. Is that how you pitched it?
Yeah, they're trying to bring more locals, and I said that's great. This is going to help the locals feel like they can be downtown if they're not allowed to be downtown, but also it's going to bring your tourists in. I mean, so it's a win-win both ways, where you can bring more tourists in, because everybody's going to want to be sharing this new thing that came out. It's going to be a no-brainer. I mean, it's going to be shared. They're like, how are you going to market this? I'm like, people are going to market it for you. It's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be on the news. People are going to do it, and people are going to walk it through. They're going to want to do it. It's cool.
That's really cool. What about, okay, this is cool. I love this. So so then what about, whenever you are, I guess, delivering the tour itself. So, and there's a place they're going to put it, right? There is an output. Yep. Where is that output going to be?
So there's the St. Joe City has their own website that's designed, and they're going to put it on there itself. They also
on the homepage or?
Yeah, on their homepage, but we're also going to let them put it on different places, like their Facebook that they've designed to call Buy Local Berrien is not only St. Joe, but it's also for all the surrounding areas, so all the cities around the area. So that's going to be a great marketing thing just for us selling this too, because then all the other cities are going to say, well, St. Joe did this, we need to do this as well. So we're going to have it on there. We're going to have it on our personal website. We're going to have it on all our Facebooks going on. I figured out a way to put 360 tours on Instagram. So I'm going to be working on that as well. That's just extra stuff behind the scenes. But
sure.
We're going to be doing that as well.
I was just curious if it's going to be like homepage, bam, right there. If you're embedding it into the homepage, or you're going to probably be asked to help with that. I mean, I'm curious.
They wanted to do that, and I said, yeah, we can absolutely make sure that happens for you. I'm sure that they use I'm not sure who they use for their websites, and I know how to do that. I'm an IT coding specialist, so I can do that. But they already have a guy, so I'm not going to force myself into that field.
Sure.
I'm good at one thing. I don't want to be doing multiple things. I want to be good at what I do. So that's kind of, I don't want to be the jack of all trades. I want to be good at my trade, and this is what I'm good at. So this is what I want to do. So I mean, we didn't want to just limit it to one place for them, because if you have to go here to see it, you're minimizing yourself. As far as downtown, we want you to spread the word, get it out there, put it as many places as you want it. Now, if we did offer that they have to go to this one page, then they would have to promote that page for people, and they could do it that way too. But
you're putting it everywhere you possibly can is kind of the goal right now. Is where can you just kind of did you list those places of the deliverables, or was it them saying, hey, here's all the stuff we have, where can you put it? How'd that go?
No, so we had a 3-hour conversation with the cities, and they could ask as many questions as they want. Boy, did they ask questions. Really? Which is great. We want those questions, but we already had a plan for those questions, and we wrote out. My wife and I sat down and said, "This is what could the city possibly ask." And just have the answers before you walk in, and try and answer those answers with your when you're actually giving your speech about what you're doing. Try and get those questions answered before people start asking questions. is my biggest drawback on that, I think. But the chamber was there as well, and they did a really great job because they're going to do a lot of promoting for us as well to get this done, because they're here to help the city. And so they're going to be doing a lot of this because this is helping the city. This is helping bring people to the city, whether or not they're downtown or not. The city's going to benefit from this.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm wondering about deliverables. Like, I know it's maybe more in the weeds, but I'm just curious, like, how they're going to use the links, what their plan is, because there's all kinds of stuff you can do. Basically, it's just a link, right? You can have it open in a new tab. You can have it open in an embeddable place. You can do whatever you want. I mean, I kind of prefer the looking at directly on the Cloud Panel Tour on your phone, because then you can do the interactive movement. You have more options. You have the VR headset. You can throw your headset on. So I'm sure you guys showed that. I was just kind of curious. I mean, if sometimes I'll watch people embed a tour onto a site and it's not big enough, or they don't have the right dimensions, or it creates this little thing when really you could just link it out. All of a sudden, it's a great experience, full screen, So that's why I always wonder what folks are doing. We do have some cool things coming. We're going to be releasing some new themes, so you can check on those and see which ones you want to add. You can optimize and pick different themes, which would be really cool. Different skins, kind of thing. So
skins,
yeah, kind of thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, but it's actually already done. It's getting released pretty soon. Well, cool, man. That's really awesome. So I love how you shared, kind of in summary, just the flow of how it went down, and then what your plan is to really maximize the profit for it. And I don't know. I'm hitting this here. I don't know what how you're going to necessarily get to those next cities, but I do think that you have a huge opportunity to really, city by city, kind of use this as your case study, and then break into all those shops as well. I know a lot of downtowns that have a lot of little shops. You could be in Denver, it's like that. In Houston, it's not always that way.
I love Denver, Colorado, man. I'd love to do that.
Stuff, different cities or townships, or even whatever counties. There's all kinds of. I mean, any type of schools could be interested in stuff like this. There's all kinds of applications. So it's really cool what you're doing. I love it. So your first customer, or how many? Maybe not first customer, but $10,500 for the city. Hopefully $500 per location downtown that wants and then $25 per hot link, $10 a month per hosting fee. Sounds like you got it pretty much ironed out, bro. You're going to dominate this.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, this has been because this is really a business saver, because our arcade's been down since COVID started and it's still down. It still will be through June. So we were losing money left and right. This just virtual tour saved our business. It is cool. It is and calling real estate agents around. There's the real estate associations in every city. There's a real estate association. If you can talk to the head guy, he'll put your name out there because you're a service. He's trying to help all his real estate agents. Okay, what's the big seller for me? I'm local. The closest virtual tour guy is in Chicago. It's 2 hours away. He's got to drive here. You got a house to sell. I can get it. I can take the picture in the morning, have it up for you by the afternoon, and you can put your house up for sale. You don't have to wait for a guy that may or may not be able to get here from Chicago. I'm local. So, sell yourself as local too. That's huge. If the downtown wants another, the museum, they're wanting a virtual tour done now too, because they're right next to downtown. So They're looking to get a virtual tour done too. So because
how'd you get in touch with them? They reached out to you, or?
Actually, the city reached out to me. They're like, "Hey, we just approved for this place to be done. Can you reach out to them, because they want a virtual tour done?" And
So now they're just like, "We have this money. We want to give it to you. Can you, yes, of course. Tell me where to go."
Sure. Yeah. Tell me, so there's other people going to be doing virtual tours now that we're hearing that downtown's doing a virtual tour. Oh, this 4 or 5 star restaurant's doing a virtual tour. This business is doing a virtual tour. Don't limit yourself to, I'm not going to knock real estate. You can make a lot of money there. But don't limit yourself and think outside of the box. There's other places that need this. Construction, we do. I'm a webmaster for Chandler Construction Services. I've done 3 of his houses in virtual tours now from start to finish, so that people can see the construction process and then little informational links in there to say, hey, we redid this floor, or this one had water damage, so we took out all the carpet and put acacia wood on the floor. That shows his work and shows what he can do. And he's getting phone calls because there's a virtual tour on his website that we did about what he's doing. So I think that's kind of the niche I was pointing to until this downtown came across. I was kind of pointing to construction, but yeah.
It shows their craftsmanship. It shows the phases of work, stuff that people don't see, and being able to show that someone who's looking at it, go, this guy knows what he's doing. I mean, he has a virtual tour on his website. No other contractor's got that, so I might as well hire this guy. So I gotcha. It makes total sense.
Right.
That's really cool.
Exactly.
Especially if you look at indie construction websites out there in the world, they don't work too hard on them, so you can stick out really easy. A virtual tour makes you stick way out. So it's an easy sell. That's cool.
Exactly. So it's fun to be able to help businesses out like that too. Cause you don't have a virtual tour. Let me give you one. Give me $500. I'll do a virtual tour for you. Mm-hmm. And we do that per house. So, I mean, we don't, even for real estate, we do a 24-hour promise that I can go in and go out of your house. Depending on the square footage, I start at 300 for a small house. For a small 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom house is 300. And then, we charge $7 per week on the, how long they want to keep it up there. So the longer it doesn't sell, the better for us. As far as money wise.
Interesting. I'm curious how you got that started, because a lot of markets won't do that. They're like, heck no, I ain't doing that. So I'm interested how you sold that. So must be just good a salesman.
No, well, I've been a salesman for 23 years. I used to be a manager for Journey Shoe Stores, Pure One Imports. Sure. I've done the whole retail thing. I just don't want to work for anybody anymore. And that's what this is. So I can sell. But it comes down to Keller Williams heard about us, called us and said, hey, I got a house, but we're not supposed to go through the house right now. Mm-hmm. Can you do a virtual tour? I was like, yeah, but you can't. He's like, yeah, well, the owner wants it. And he told us about you. And so he called us, say, we need to use you to go do the virtual tour. How much is it? I said $300, and the owner said, I'll pay that. So Sure enough, the next day we were out there, we went through the house and had it done and had it up. And he's like, that's great.
Cool.
The house sold, but so that just shows.
There you go. Well, there's this interesting copywriting formula that I was reading this morning. I read it a bunch of times. It says Domino's Pizza made $1 billion doing this copywriting formula. It's a specific promise in a specific period of time, and plus overcome an objection. So for Domino's, it's hot and fresh pizza delivered to your door in 30 minutes, or it's free. Right. So here's you doing that, maybe not even knowing it. It's like saying that, hey, I'll have this thing done in 24 hours, or it's free, and it's going to work. Beautiful virtual tours, 24 hours, or they're free, whatever you say,
Right.
And all of a sudden someone's like, well, let's do it, because timelines do matter. Folks, you provide a service, the more timely you are, the better. Even if you're going to do it anyways, you might as well promise it. If you're going to do it anyways, go ahead and mention it in your upfront.
there was, I think the biggest issue for them was there was a tenant still living in the house. So I had to, but that wasn't a problem for me. I was like, okay, just make sure the house is clean when I get there. That's all I ask. And they said, okay. So they got there, it was all clean, and we went right through the house. It wasn't an issue.
Cool.
So that was just amazing.
So help folks out in the world, in the virtual tour profit Facebook group, or the YouTube world, or anybody who's getting into virtual tours in general, the Cloud Pano community. If they're getting started, a lot of folks are getting started. They're kicking their tire, they're dragging their feet some, or trying to get a camera because they can't get a freaking Z1 anywhere because they're all sold out everywhere because demand's crazy. So let's say, they're just getting started. That's the person you're talking to. What's some advice for them that you think would be helpful?
So I personally use the Insta360 One X. I love that device. I cannot, I've seen the Zeta. I've been looking at some of these new cameras coming out. The Insta360 One X is timeless. It's still number one on, I forget his name, but he does virtual tour videos all the time.
Well, I guess not just cameras, but how do you help someone get started, get going? I want to know like that. How do we get going, bro? If, let's say you're someone who's not really taking action. what's some advice? Like give some general business knowledge, like some general action taking advice.
Number one, have your plan in place. Know exactly how you're going to sell yourself. Because if you can't sell yourself, you can't sell your product. So make sure that you are 100% committed. And you're like, I'm going to do virtual tours. This is what I want to do. Why are you excited about it? Get excited about it, number one. Because if you're not excited about it, there's no way you could ask anybody else to be excited about it. You know, I'm an extreme introvert. You never.
I'm excited. Yeah.
You know?
Tell I'm excited about it. I'm trying to be excited about it. Heck yeah, you gotta be excited. Sorry, go ahead.
You got to be excited about it. And when you're looking at them, say, hey, I got this great thing, and I love to do it. I like to do it, and this is why. This is why it's a great product. And this is, I think number one. And I'll sell Cloud Panel all day. Not why? Because it's quick and easy. I can take photos and get it done in 24 hours, hand you the link, and you can put it up on MLS. It's all MLS compliant and done. 24 hours, you can possibly sell that house because I put it on there. What's the difference between me and the guy who's tried to sell the house next door? He had an open house. 5 people showed up. I had a link up in 24 hours. 123 people showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Same open house. You know, there's a huge difference between a virtual tour and doing that. Now, why should a real estate agent choose me? They're busy. They don't have time to run through and do their own virtual tour. They should choose me to do it because I'll do it quick. I'll do it efficiently. I'll make it look good, and I'll have it in front of you. Sell it, man. It is there. You like your product. Make sure you have a landing page. As soon as you do your virtual tour, it's copyrighted, man. Put it on your landing page. Show off your work.
Mm-hmm.
Because they need to be able to say, okay, what have you done in the past? Okay, great. You haven't sold a virtual tour before? Do a virtual tour of your house and put it on there. And make sure you put your logo on the side so they can see all your logo, right? Make sure you do a lead gen on the bottom so that way they can click on it and go right to you and say, hey, I'm interested. How'd you get this done? Or can I get one of these done?
Mm-hmm.
That way you don't have to lie to them and say, I've never done a virtual. Yeah, you have done a virtual tour. You did it of your house. What did I do? I did a virtual tour of downtown before downtown even became a thought. You know,
that's cool.
It's because I can. What can you do with Cloud Panel? You can do virtual tours. Take the demos. I started using the demos, putting them on my website. Now I get to replace them with actual stuff that I've done. You know, it sells itself. That's the way to do it. If you want to become a marina virtual tour guy, use the marina one that's on Cloud Panel demo, put it on there and start doing that. I mean, we have tons of marinas around the area. I'm just too busy to go contact them right now, which is a cool thing, you know.
Great.
But I plan on it. I plan on it. But, you know, I have Pier 33 down the road. They have $1 million boats, man. I want to be going down there and showing off people's boats. I think that'd be awesome.
There's a lot of those on the platform. They're cool.
Yeah, I just don't have time right now. So that's a cool thing to have. I may, like you said, I may have to outsource someone to go down there, but I think with outsourcing someone to sell the product, they have to be as passionate as me to do it.
That's a good point. That's really hard to find. Like we're trying to do the same thing with us. We try to hire more salesmen. I got a salesman coming over today to my house at 3:00, and I'm going to say, hey, bro, let's make some calls. I'm going to show you how to be passionate, bro. Let's do this. You know, so like you got to be passionate. It's totally true. People can read through that. And you don't even have to even have the perfect words. I think a lot of folks will ask me for scripts and stuff. And I'm like, dude, just call and be happy and be excited and freaking ask them questions and listen, you know, and then just tell them why it's awesome. Like you said, keep it real simple framework. Like, I got this awesome thing. This is what you said. I got something. I'm really excited about it. You need this. What do you say? You know, like that's an easy sales pitch, not even like a big deal at all. It's like, I'm just being passionate. You know, you can't manufacture or make up passion. I think that comes from joy. It comes from a deeper place. You can't just like, your business can't be who you are. It has to be part of something you do, you know, but I think that's really cool. It's like, I like seeing that in you. I see, now I'm going to go shoot downtown with my wife. Honey, pull over the van. Let's go shoot some, you know, let's go shoot some virtual tours, you know, and like, it's for fun, you know, and then all of a sudden you have this thing that you can go sell with. That's why we give away those demos. So folks can go sell with something. No excuses, bro. Just go sell. Like you don't have to have a perfect website. You're even a logo. I have folks go on like Canva or something, just type in their initials. ZC, that's me, you know. That's your logo. Congratulations. Go, you get past the logo, go start, bro. Just go start. I love how you like, I just love the whole Chamber of Commerce city story. That's so really cool. talking to the mayor. Like that, you were just like, I'm going to come in and be passionate, bro. And you know what? They're going to love it. Let's go.
Networking is free, dude. It doesn't cost you a thing to talk to people. And the more you talk to people, do that ask. I mean, a lot of people don't know this. If you know somebody that knows somebody, you don't know that person. They do. So, I mean, we went to Vegas and did a showcasing there of our virtual reality equipment. It's because the CEO of this real estate company showed up. Now, what am I doing? I'm reaching out to him because he does high-end homes. You know, I'm reaching out to him. I know he's already got the best virtual tour guys on the market. You know, he can afford that. I got that. But if they're busy, I'm here, dude. Give me a call. Right here. I'm not busy. 24 hours, I'll have it done for you. You know, you want to fly me out to Hawaii, that's fine. You can pay for that. I'll go do your virtual tour there. But I'll do it for you. I'm not going to say no. I'm here. Why? Because I want to be the guy to go to. I want to be the guy that you can rely on to get your stuff done. So, I mean, that's what it is. Be reliable. Be there. Pick up every phone call that every time your phone rings, pick it up. It might be a spam call. It might not be. Pick
Oftentimes it is a spam call. It's okay. Pick it up anyways. I do it all the time. You're right. I'm like, hello, bloop. Yeah.
Well, sometimes I see if I can't sell them something, but I think
there you go.
Right? What can I sell you?
Yeah. Well, it's super helpful, man. Thanks for all the info. I get a lot of messages and calls and emails and all kinds of stuff every day. And what I like to see is the weird niches nobody's thinking of. Like, and I'm not saying the downtown city, people haven't thought of that. But what I'm saying is you thought of it, shot a couple of photos and made it a reality. And now it's going to leverage into 100 different possible virtual tours. Now, that may not happen, all those. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm curious what happens over the next 6 months. But you have pricing clarity. You have a really cool lever. You have a great angle. You have you're prepaid up front, which is the best thing to do. Always get paid up front.
Yep.
And you're going to go figure it out. You don't got to have this like perfect camera or perfect, even perfect software or whatever. You don't have to have all that stuff in order. You pick the software. You say, I'm going to do Club Pano. I'm going to join the community. I'm going to go dominate. I'm going to go trust myself. I think a lot of times that folks that are getting super technical ask me all these questions, they just don't trust themselves yet. And I think something in you just has to click that says, like you said, get excited and go tell them how awesome your thing is, and it's going to work out. Don't worry about it. So I don't know, super encouraging for me to hear that, because I love simple businesses, simple things. And this is a simple business if you really think about it. You take the photo, you add in the virtual tour, you press publish, and you deliver the link. It ain't that hard. Like, it may seem hard, but from the outside, from the inside, I'm looking around, it ain't that hard, So that's why it's fun. Cool.
You know what? That link's going to have my name all over it. So, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. That's why you
part.
do. Yeah, private label link. That's going to make
that's right.
That's going to be like marketing forever. You may not have to work anymore. Just get you an admin and get you somebody to take photos, and you're just like, you're the CEO now. You just hang back and you're at your chair somewhere. Well, cool, man. That's been a really cool story. I like that. As you get more customers and more cities, let me know. I just want to hear about it. You don't have to tell me all the details. I just like to hear, we're in an interesting time. It's possible that right now, the folks that go pursue their public entities, public cities, public whatever, and get those big contracts, it's like now, maybe just now is the time, and there's no other time in history when this is the biggest opportunity that you could have. And then maybe in 5 years, something else. But right now, these next 5 years, like especially this year, this is a cool time to be a VR virtual provider for sure. So I'm excited for you, man. That's cool. It's really great.
Awesome. Well, I can't say that you didn't do anything. So you gave me the it sounds interesting. How are you going to do this? And give me some thoughts on pricing and things like that. And I ran with it. Can't believe what happened. I mean, that's amazing. I'm pumped. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the future of it too. So
cool, man. Well, good luck. Go get them, and you know what? Go sell some more cities and make some more. Some more dollar. You may be our first $1 million man on Club Pano. Who knows? Hopefully.
We'll find out. I'll let you know.
All right, Mark. See you, buddy. Thanks for your time.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Later.